All right, so I just want to make a quick video. I'm the Oatmeal guy. Just want to show you this one time a guy called in to the Alex Jones show and he mentioned my name. No big deal in a way, but I wanted to show you that and wanted to show you, before I show you that, I wanted to show you two other things that Alex said before he took on that caller. And the first thing he said was about Ukraine.
No, Trump must stand up for America and stand up against the political persecution. He said should never be allowed to happen again. Well, guess what? It's happening again with Ukraine, and it's happening again with the censorship, and it's happening again with all of this. I mean, it's crazy. I'm for real. Owen's for real. I know it doesn't look like people are for real because he's good looking and smart and hardworking, and they go, it looks like somebody from a TV show. He must be fake. Jones must be Bill Hicks. There's no way he did all this by himself. I didn't do it by myself. I did it with you. And just like you're real, listeners, I'm real. So let's get back to this point of action. You know that you're real. You know you're pissed off. Let's not get pissed off at each other. Mark's making great points here. Let's talk about an InfoWars army that's in the streets of America and that's peaceful and that.
Yeah, gotta be peaceful and stuff. Wanted to add that really quickly to this video. And I thought it was interesting that he talked about Ukraine and he talked about Bill Hicks, and people like to talk about that. At least some people like to talk about, ooh, Alex Jones must be Bill Hicks. Ooh. And I remember looking at that theory and I was like, I wonder if it's true. And I'm not here to talk about that right now. I just wanted to show you the caller. He mentions the caller a second ago. He says Mark, that's his name. So I'm going to show you a little bit of what he said when he called into the show.
I remember hearing some talk about this back at the time, Mark. I didn't mean to go off on a rant about the InfoWars Army thing. That is literally Owen trying to do something by himself that fell apart, and then the program wasn't being updated, like so many other things that happened. That's us, sir, not being a billion-dollar company. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. I mean, basically, you guys did everything that you could. It was corrupted. There was liberals dude on there. I remember people just like self-glamorizing for themselves, posting pictures of themselves. That oatmeal dude. I remember all of that. But in the grand,
but it's worse than that. I told Owen when he did it without asking me, and I don't, because people are just fighting around here. If I trust somebody and like them, they're just basically, I said, why are you calling it an army? I said, they're going to claim that we're a paramilitary group and then set us up with it. This is behind the scenes talk when it first happened 2 years ago. And I said, Owen, but it's not an army. I mean, like physically, I said, I know. And then notice the guy down in, that, they keep busting guys. They're supposedly with the army with guns and, where they're at. And again, I'm not saying those guys are feds. I don't believe they are. It's just the optics of the whole deal are cut and dried for them. And that's another reason I haven't gone to have our voice heard at these Trump rallies. But yes, wear your shirts, go to them. I got loaded phone lines here, and I got to get to all these calls. I've even pushed back our other guests. But Mark, I love you to death. I appreciate your call.
Yeah, Mark, thank you for the call. Wait, maybe I should show everybody the beginning of the phone conversation.
I'm going to shut up now and go to your calls. Until I've been gone a few days, I'm wound up, man. Mark in Wisconsin says we need to protest inside the Trump rally. I agree, but it needs to be done very judiciously, very, very controlled. We don't want to make it like the Nick Fuentes conservative Inc. thing that's going on. I'm not saying that's a bad thing overall. I just don't want to be divisive. I want Trump to know we're here and do the right thing. What do you think, Mark?
Oh, right. Yeah, this is Mark from Milwaukee once again. Infocomms call sign Freedom Fighter 414. A year and a half ago, I wargamed a protest inside of a Trump rally. And I sat here and I talked to everybody on the website. You can even ask Chase the Patriot. I talked about it on his show. basically, we went over the pros and cons and all of the resistances people might think that they would have with doing it. You know, getting grabbed by Secret Service or being attacked by the sects of the true believers, the Trumpers that watch Fox News and aren't really hip due to the New World Order, can't see the 10,000-foot perspective on all of this. Basically, you know, we talking about sneaking in our own signs. We were talking about totally taking over, dude, just like the Q people did a few months ago, but all InfoWars. Everybody was always talking about, when is InfoWars, dude, going to have their big meetup? When are we going to have our mother of all rallies, so to speak? So basically, this is the time. This is now. In your city, if you watch InfoWars, I want to see your signs. I want to start seeing you guys, you know, on RSBN. I want to start seeing these signs. I want to start seeing coordinated chants at certain points of the time when Trump is speaking and there's a quiet moment. Don't worry about, dude, if people think, dude, that you're Antifa. You're doing what you have to do to save this country. Sooner or later, the mainstream conservatives are going to be won over, dude, to this cause. They're going to see that we're not fighting against Trump, that we're not against him, that we love him, but we need to start seeing things getting done. We need to see the Eisenhower. We need to see the soldier. We don't need the businessman anymore. The economy is good. I mean, basically, you know, I want to see coordinated chants, dude, people picking up. This is why I'm mad, dude, that Infocomms is gone. Because I sat here and I had a whole, you know, thread for all
right, well, hold on. I'm gonna come back to you, Mark, on the other side and talk about what happened to that. We can barely keep our websites up and running in our video streams. We used a cheap program. It got corrupted. That InfoWars thing fell apart. I told Owen, stop working on it. And he walked away from it. So people made up that he's a Fed. Yeah, he's a Fed. It's like saying Jesus Christ is the devil. Owen is an awesome guy. It was his idea. And the website had problems.
Walking around Christmas tree, have happy holiday. Little oatmeal is on the tree. Can I get up? Alright, so that is a little bit from that caller that called in on that day, 2 days after Christmas in 2019. He was talking to Alex Jones, mentioned the oatmeal guy. That's me, Oatmeal Joey Arnold. It's like not a big deal in a way, but I just wanted to make a video about it. I just wanted to let people know. And I wanted it on the record because it happened. I didn't really make a big deal about it. I mean, I kind of talked about it before, but I was thinking about it today and I was like, where is that video? And then I had to go find it. And I thought, how about I just record it? Then I'll have a copy of the caller that called in to Alex Jones that one day. And it was like, you remember, hey, that oatmeal guy. And I just remember like watching it live, and I'm probably live or something close to it, but that day I was watching it, and I bring it up because like I was just thinking about that website. It came in, it was sorry, I'm stumbling over my words, I don't know why, but it's like it started in 2018, and after about 12 months, it was gone. I mean, this was December 2019, and by that time, it was already, like, totally gone or almost gone. And it was disappointing that this website was gone. For those who don't know, there was a website. It was a forum, and it was there for people to come there to talk about what they want to do, for the country, for America, for saving America, for trying to like wake people up to the problems, to get people to vote and to just be involved with, you know, being aware of you know, just what's happening in the world and in America, and just to have like an open debate and a conversation and just a network of people, you know, just kind of like, that's kind of what social media is all about. And it was just a forum website. It was the InfoWars army, the Infocomms, and that was like the purpose. But it came, and then it died, and it's gone, and it's unfortunate. But it's like people came there. There were like, I don't know how many people, not a lot of people. There were like probably hundreds of people, and generally less than 100 people were active for several months. Like, it launched in around October and November of 2018, and then it started having a few problems like a few months into 2019, and then a lot of crazy stuff happened, and I was on there and I did a bunch of crazy stuff too, and I was just trying to like start conversations, and I was trying to get people to talk about things and to debate, and some people didn't like it, and so that's why, you know, like that guy called in to Alex Jones. He was like that oatmeal guy, and because this was like a year after, or like a year into all of that crazy stuff, and so I thought it was interesting. This is also the place where I met the one and only Roy Merrick of the Means World Productions. I don't totally know about who is Roy. You can find him on my Discord server, our Discord server, the Memes World Productions, link in the description. And I hope this video doesn't get taken down. I hope my channel here is not taken down. Sometimes I may stumble over my words. I've done it. I've done it too many times. I watch my videos, I'm like, cringe. I don't want to watch it. But nonetheless, it's like sometimes I feel like I need to say something, and I probably should talk a little bit more, and sometimes I'm just like exhausted with life, and I'm writing stuff down about how I feel and what I'm doing, and there's some things that are very cool and very interesting, and some of it's like pretty depressing and stuff, but I think like life is a very cool experience, and regardless like of what's happening. And I thought it was interesting that I showed a clip of Alex saying like that forum website crashed. It went down because Infocomms is not a billion-dollar company. Billion with a B, not a million, but a billion. There's about a billion. And it's funny. I find it funny because, you know, yesterday they talked about, oh, now he has to pay $1 billion. And how is he going to do that? Because he's not even, you know, imagine like Trump being fined that much money, like he was in court and he has to pay that much. It'd be a lot. It'd be very hard. It'd be almost impossible. He would have to liquidate and sell a bunch of like buildings and hotels and stuff. It's like, it's not easy to do, and it's like monopoly money in a lot of ways. But I'm not here to talk about that. I just wanted to briefly mention that one time a guy called in. By the way, another thing I can say is there was a guy named Sam, Pastor Sam. He would call into the Alex Jones show, and then the summer of 2019, I met him. He came by, and so I met him in person. He met me at a McDonald's, and I thought that was interesting. I think Pastor Sam is good in what he's done, and I think he's a good guy, and everything that he does with his people, and like he motivates people to just be you know, to hold on to the conservative values and things like that. I think that is important. That's what I believe in. I believe in those things, and that's what I try to talk about. I still struggle to talk about stuff because I always feel like I don't know who I'm talking to, and so I'm always like trying to cater my words to my audience, but then I think, who is my audience? But nonetheless, I think that's why I tend to become over analytical into the details. Like, there's been criticism by Deadwing Dark when he made a video about me. That one video that he made, the only video that he made, Valentine's 2022. Like, I think he said, like, why is this guy so focused on Tiffany Cumbo? When did I meet Tiffany Cumbo? Oh my god, I don't know. Big bunny? No, skinny bunny. I don't know, what kind of bunny are you? It's like, why does he care? I'm a little bit of a nerd, and I get stuck into these things, and I want things in for the record. Basically, like, I like to think while I'm talking. So it's like, that's what I'm doing. And I also want to be clear. And for a very long time, like especially like in Vietnam, I ran into people who are like, talk a little slower. So then I started getting that habit of talking a little bit slower, or I listen to myself and I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying. It's a little bit too fast. And then I'm like, okay, I better talk slower. But I remember having conversations with the caller, that caller I showed you earlier in this video, Mark, the freedom fighter, 414. I was in some of his threads and I would agree and I would like debate a little bit, but like I understood what he was saying. I was a little bit worried that he was too like combative or whatever. When I think like I wasn't exactly sure what he meant by the words he was saying. You know, sometimes I wonder, or I mean, like right now I'm wondering, hey, is Roy Merrick? Mark? Maybe he's that guy. Maybe he had 2 accounts. I don't know. I wrote down on my blog post that the caller was Mr. Thies. Maybe he had multiple accounts, and so maybe Mark also had that account too. It's the name is on the blog post that I wrote. I wrote it. You know, every day I have a blog post, and I also had an article about banning oatmeal, chapter 25, and so it talked about that. And so I say that to say, what do I want to say? There's one more thing I wanted to say about all of this. I mean, I'm not here to talk about all of it, about Infocomms and Roy and Alex and all of these things, the gay frogs. I'm not here to joke, even though I like to joke, which makes me wonder, who is my audience? Am I supposed to make memes, you know? Am I supposed to go crazy and be goofy and stuff, which I like to do, but then I like to be very serious and boring, so I'm always like split between those 2 worlds mostly those 2 worlds, or we can add a couple different other things too, and like talk about who's my audience and what do I do, what am I here for? Oh my god, what am I here for? Oh no, why is there paint on my jacket? What's wrong with your head? What's wrong with my jacket? What's wrong with a lot of things? But man, I'm losing my frame of thought. Here's I found it. I know what I want to say. Is my hand distracting? It might be. That's why I tend not to move my hands when I'm making a video. Is the audio loud enough? If I make the audio louder, you'll start to hear static in the background. I don't like that. But then people are like, stop loud enough. And then I'm too loud, and Roy's like, stop yelling. I'm like, sorry. Lots of people are saying it's not loud enough. I'm gonna make one more point. One more thing. So the caller, his username on the Infowars forum, his username was Freedom Fighter 414. Ironically, that was the number, my room number when I lived in Alder Housing Apartments in Portland, Oregon. I moved in to my younger sister's apartment. Space 163. No, that was Forest Grove. I grew up in the ghetto. Okay, so later on, I moved into Portland, and I moved into an apartment building. I was on the 4th floor. I was in room 414, and how crazy is it that Mark's name is 414, Freedom Fighter 414? Hey, that's my room. So I thought, What does that mean? Is this the stars in the universe trying to tell me something? Do I need to listen and try to figure out what's going on? Is this the universe trying to tell me something? Can I make this a 20-minute long video? Why are there people calling into Alex Jones to try to put dirt on me? And now if I ever call in, maybe on the back of his mind might be, oh, I remember the Oatmeal guy. He's the guy that destroyed the Infocomms. It's all his fault. Oh my God. It's all his fault. He did it. Oh my God. And so it's like, oh no, that guy Mark, he just ruined my life. Now I cannot work at Infocomms ever again. Or I never worked at there, we're there in the first place. What am I saying? So anyway, it's just like, I want to end this video right now, but I just thought I would end with a little bit of a rant. So I just want to say, it's like, oh man, I got to, oh my God, I just want to yell and scream. By the way, I need to make a lot of more videos. I need to talk about how what's going on? The Leap Pagoda, like a big deal in 2013. There was a big story. It was crazy, but it was like all over a misunderstanding of me, like taking one word that a Vietnamese guy said because he gave me money, and he said salary, but he doesn't know English. He just probably used Google Translate to find that word and to say it to me, because he only knows a couple English words. But he probably learned some English back in the day or something, off and on, kind of thing. He was 30 or 40 years old or something. I don't know, 50 years old, who knows? But it was a manager guy at that pagoda, the Buddhist pagoda thing in Saigon. That's right, Ho Chi Minh City. This is back in December 2013. He hands me money because they were so people there were we're gonna give him money because Oatmeal lost his bike, not the Cathy bike, the other bike. There was another bike number 3. So then a few months later, I bought bike number 4. And I thought, a few today I was thinking, I could have avoided that whole situation, the big party, the big drama of me making all those videos where I'm yelling at them, and then people calling me a jerk because I was yelling at them, even though they didn't know the backstory. They didn't know the backstory of me and how it all led up to that, because it was after an entire year of all this stuff happening to me. People I felt like people were backstabbing me and all these people firing me because I go to Vietnam to work at a school. And they're no, get out of here. And then I'm at a restaurant and then I'm looking for work, and then I go to I was in the north of Vietnam in Bac Ninh, and then I go to Hanoi, and then I'm looking around, and then I go to one place and they're no, and they're I go to another place and there's a museum and somebody's hometown, and all of this in the first 2 or 3 months, and then I go over to Saigon, and I run into all these different people, and then one after the next they fire me, and it's it was a lot, but it's I think the moral of the story, without me trying to get into my whole entire life, which is what what I'm about to do, without me ranting for the next 3 hours, I think the moral of the story is, I think you kind of have to let things go, and you just gotta keep on going. And you're probably wondering, you don't do that, Oatmeal. I do. When you're not looking. Alright, so I don't know what to say. I don't know how to end this video, but because my mind is all over the place just thinking about all that stuff. But I thought, maybe I just ruined this video. Yeah, I think I did, definitely. I think I was just gonna record just a caller. Yeah, I was gonna make literally a 30-second video of just the caller saying, hey, that Oatmeal dude, that Oatmeal guy, yeah, that Oatmeal guy. And then just upload that. Maybe I could do that too. But for now, I'm just gonna end it with this, and I'm gonna I'm gonna discontinue from my never-ending rants. Ha ha ha.